We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What's good?
Man, I am losing this battle to this pollen out here, though, man. It's in full swing out here in Atlanta, man. And what's crazy about it is that I never had any types of seasonal allergens in Texas, bro. Came on out here and immediately picked them on up to probably something like dogwood and maybe even pine. And then, you know, I got dogwood on the front side of my house, pine on the back side. So everything has a nice little dusting of yellow out here, though, man. It's crazy.
Bro, it's that red sand out here. And then you got to understand, I'm in Oklahoma. So I have asthma on top of that. So I take like 2 allergy pills, then a nose spray. And then I take this other asthma medicine that I have to take daily, just in order to keep cool throughout the change of the seasons. And so I went through this time where I couldn't do anything because I was coughing. So it was affecting singing, everything. But so then I fooled around and went to Six Flags one weekend, right? Didn't have to use my asthma medicine the whole time, bruh. Come back to Oklahoma. As soon as we crossed the border, my chest got tight again.
Got back, so you was back at the crib and you was cool. As soon as you got to Oklahoma City, you got, oh my God.
Start choking. Hey, man. Your boy was denim all the way out today, bro.
Denim all the way out.
Yeah. I even had to pull these out too.
Wait a minute. That's fresh. So denim hat. You had about 5 different kind of denims on today.
Hey, that's all right. It's all good.
All right, let's get that music on, Pimp Juice.
Let's go.
Pack show.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page, as we say every week, or excuse me, 2 times a week, actually. Every episode is uploaded to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you stream music, anywhere you stream podcasts. You can check out your boys' name out here, though. Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
This Derek Chauvin, I don't know how to pronounce the guy, the cop who killed George Floyd.
Yeah.
All right, choked him out. Almost 9 minutes long. Trial started recently. What are you expecting?
Nothing.
That's simple.
No, I'm not expecting anything. That way, if my expectations is low, if they do something, then it's going to surprise me. So
history says his family's already been awarded a record settlement, somewhere like 21 million. In a civil case, right? Civil settlement. That usually means that the officer is likely going to get off. It happened with Breonna Taylor. It's typically
happened in Tulsa too.
It happened in Tulsa. It's their mission by not admitting that, you know, hey, we gonna go ahead and break you off. We
effed up.
Yeah, we messed up. It's some kind of acknowledgement without them necessarily saying that they do it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. No expectation. I'm just like everybody else, just impatiently waiting to find the results and go from there.
Let me ask you this then.
Go ahead.
If okay, provided that what we just mentioned is correct, and that let's say that if for some reason if he is found not guilty, right? There were looting, rioting, protests all out of the wazoo when it happened the day of. So my question for you is that provided that that same thing happens, provided that he is found not guilty of the charges, do you expect for it to be set off one more again out there in Minnesota?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're probably boarding stuff up and doing all kinds of stuff, trying to prepare, trying to, heighten security, everything. They know what time it is, man. And so it's just bad all the way. Right? It just, it's interesting because obviously we have a new president in place. And so, you would think that racial tensions would be going down, which I can say, obviously there's still stuff going on, but it hasn't been as much because you don't have the leader inciting stuff.
I can see that.
But I mean, obviously, because it was started in the past regime, people feel more comfortable to do so. But it's definitely not in the news like that, to where you're constantly hearing rhetoric and stuff, popping off like that. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, yep. Shout out to Brittany Rowe checking in. That girl's an AT alien now, though, man. So
I know
love,
it, right?
love that love that she's
so
showing
weird.
out there.
So weird to say that, but yeah, bro. Did you get the did you get the DM I sent you from Michael Rappaport and KD?
I saw it, but I did not look into it though. No.
Yeah, that boy KD was going in on him, bro.
What did he say?
It's a whole bunch of expletives with having to do with male on male things. So yeah, it was a lot of name calling in
Listen, bro.
What's up?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think KD is out here like, bro, I got these rings. Y'all can't tell me nothing, and I'm gonna say whatever. Because he already got the MVP and then told these sports writers they don't know nothing about basketball after they voted for him the MVP. Well, I think KD probably seems so validated now with these rings, bro, that he was like, I can say whatever I want to say, the way I want to say it, and I don't care about the backlash, bro.
I also think that KD is just human, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things like, Michael Rappaport has come out and publicly said stuff about him, and then he, then got on Twitter and was saying stuff, and KD was tired of it. So he DM'd and told him, like, look, bro, next time I see you on site, I'm spitting on you and everything, bro.
He didn't say on site.
You just need to read the DMs.
He took a screenshot of it.
Man, he lawyered up, bro.
Oh my God. See, okay. This is the problem that I have. This is the problem I have when people try to bait you into that. Because what happens, it never fails that somebody talks all this, they talk all with all this spice. You talking greasy about me. And then when I approach you, you got a whole different tone. You've been saying all of these things about me, right? But the minute that I come to you and impress you with that smoke.
Yeah, because KD was like, nah, let's meet up. Like, let's meet at this particular spot.
Run that fade then. Yeah. If you feel that strong,
right. Yeah,
run the fade.
Yeah.
And then they said, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the lawyers about that. To me, dog, it's one of the most Hollywood things that you would ever find happen when someone just incites you. And when you go there, they're like, oh, why you got to get violent?
See, and here's a crazy part. Like, I'm with you on that. Like, here's the thing. I understand that people are going to look at what KD says and then to try to spin it like the homophobic, trying to spin it just like how all the other celebrities. But I just feel like, no, I'm talking directly to you. This ain't about no homophobic stuff. This is, bro, I'm ready to run these hands. And since I can't, I'm going to run my mouth until you want to run these hands because you've been talking all that slick stuff. It just felt like KD was clapping back, like something he would say to him in his face, but they had to have the conversation on Twitter. But you'll see it for yourself. But I just wondered if you had checked it out.
No, I haven't. But here's the thing, though. If you're Michael Rappaport, you feel like you already won because you were trolling him to get a reaction from you. And everybody already feels like KD, he could be a little sensitive, right? You know what I'm saying? He could be, you know what I'm saying? People,
He's the ones that's going to clap back. Like,
yeah, he is the one. KD will argue with the 12-year-old on Twitter. And he has argued with a 14-year-old before on Twitter and went hard at a 14-year-old. So I think that if you're Michael Rappaport, you feel like you've won if KD's responded to you, though, bro. But
it's not going to cancel KD, bro. It's not going
to cancel KD. Listen, I don't think that something like that. And I didn't even see what Michael Rappaport said about KD.
When you see it, it's just the short version is basically he was like, yo, KD don't want, he don't want to smoke. He don't want to do the interview with Charles Barkley because of blah, 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 blah. And KD was like, bro, Charles don't need you to be his security. Like, no, if he had better questions, then maybe I do the interview, but I'm not going to just, answer one question and give me the options of yes or no. Like, nah, if you want to do a better view, if you want to do the interview, have better questions. So like,
I saw that interview. Yeah. Charles Barkley asked him a simple yes or no question. I'm not going to say a simple yes, no question, but it was a question that you can't answer with the simple yes, no. And then his assumption was that you would expound on that and then, kind of go from there. And KD just left it at a yes. And then that was it, though. And listen, it seemed like the guys on the NBA, on the TNT show had a good laugh out of it, though, man. But
yeah.
Listen, it's just one of those things, bruh. Don't call for that trolling. Don't call for that smoke if you ain't ready to go there, because everybody won't just let you slide with that level of trolling, though, bro.
Right. And so, yeah, it's just the way that because like I said, when you read the headlines of it, like, come on, bro, y'all reaching now. Like, I know the stuff that what he was saying in there. Like, I get, you can definitely say, oh, the homophobic rhetoric. And it's just like, bro, he is upset. He's defending himself. I can't. Nah, I'm not. I can't.
Was it homophobic slurs used?
It was like, SMDs going. It was a bunch of SMDs.
I'm not gonna lie. I hate SMDs, bro. I think. Listen. Let me stop. Let me stop right there.
If you hate SMDs, you're gonna
hate SMDs. Wait a minute. You got me. Hold on. Wait a minute. You
ain't like nothing KD said.
I hate SMDs. I think. Listen, I hate SMDs. I can't. It's probably one of the worst for me, bro. I mean, it's probably the one that I hate. Let me hold on. You put me on the read. I gotta read this.
So
now.
He's going, for the audio listeners. Charles is about to read these tweets from back and forth between Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport says, I received threats and disgusting messages daily, but never in my wildest dreams did I think KD Trey 5 would be among them. The snake himself is now threatening me, bringing up my wife, and wants to fight. This is supposed to be American. This is supposed to be the American sweetheart, right? Hashtag I'm the real MVP. I told you when he got in the response, that's when he felt like he won.
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
All the DMs.
Here you go. Here's the DMs. He says, he says, hold on.
Who is he?
Oh, here we go. KD says, you a biatch. Just do the effing interview. And if you upset about something, they said, say something up there looking like you gonna cry and ish. I did the interview. Expletive, which I hate this word anyway. I hate it anyway. That's my second one, isn't it? He says, tell your baby daddy Chuck to be better at his job and frame his questions better. He gave me two options for that dumbass question, yes or no. That was KD. Hold on. I'm flipping through it. He says, He says, I heard it before. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
They get the gist of it, bro. They can read the rest of it.
I heard all this before. This word. If you're in Australia, they say this all the time, so they probably won't find it offensive in Australia. Said Chuck doesn't need you as security. You pal pasty. Wait a minute there. Wait a minute, KD. He says, I swear I'm gonna spit in your face when I see your dirty ass. I'm quoting here. Bet your life on it. Meet me on 17 tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Or better yet, what's your address? 10 a.m. at Cat Steak on the corner. Meet me there. Vagina. Go help the kid. This is Michael Rappaport. Go help the kids in Brownsville, Brooklyn, and stop being a puss. KD claps back. You will be asked for even caring how I do an interview. All you do is
SMD.
All you do is SMD other men for attention. Trump didn't pay attention to your sorry ass. So now you want to use everybody else to get views and laughs. Your life is a joke. You pale SMD. Go get some sun. It's messing with your brain. POS. Michael Rappaport, go to Brownsville and help the people that need it, goofball. KD comes back. You go do it, you clown. Good for you. Nobody gives a uck. SMD. Can't wait to tell you all this in person. You called. Oh my God, KD. Wait a minute, Ace. Wait a minute. You called your lawyer? You couldn't talk. What he said, something that definition of character. He said this. Huh? Defamation. Yeah, you called your lawyer defamation of character. Want to lawyer up. Your wife mad because you wasting a little bit of money on lawyers because you can't take a joke. How vagina are you? Your wife doesn't even respect you. KD is going hard in the paint out here, though, man. KD is not playing games, bro.
I told you, hey, that boy want all the smoke.
Oh my gosh, though, bro. This was not that long ago. This was like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
They're up to 2,000 retweets and 9,000 likes. And KD is with all the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you have it,
man.
There you have it.
Listen, bro. I don't know what to say about that one, man.
It's nothing to say. Like I said, I understand, like, if people read that, I know, like, okay, he's got all of the stuff in it, but I take it as, no, these ain't threats, these is promises.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe I just understood. I didn't understand, and I didn't take that as
homophobic.
I didn't take it. What do the kids say? No homo.
Yeah, here's the thing.
That's what they used to say.
It goes back to when you and I grew up, right? We used to say that's gay all the time. And that's gay wasn't anything to do.
Wait a minute. You're going to get us canceled before you finish that sentence. I just want to make sure you're careful with these words you're about to say here.
I'm telling you what our past was. Hey, this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about with cancel culture. We don't say that anymore because we understand what those words mean. Just like we don't call it the Washington Redskins anymore because we understand what that means. So The only thing we haven't let go of is wife beater. That's the only thing we ain't let go of.
You're a vagina, and your wife doesn't even respect you. These are highlights. All you do is SMD other men for attention. Trump didn't pay you attention. Your life's a joke. KD called for a specific address. And like some people say, KD was very Pacific. Said, I'm specifically talking to you.
Yeah.
Dog. This is what KD is out here talking real spicy. I knew that they say that he's very thin-skinned when it comes to criticism. But he is apparently also with all the smoke.
Hey, he was ready.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Listen.
What's up, man?
Two things since we got some time here. We've been talking all month long. Shout out to everybody who's joined us so far. That we've all month long we've been promoting small business and small business owners. So thank you to everybody for who joined us as well. We'll continue working with them to get their businesses on now here. So we've had everything from personal training to I didn't hear you. Barbers on there. We had recruiting going on here, clothing line going on here. So listen, and then listen, Healing Hands at some point. I'm sure Net's gonna get the hand sanitizer together, but in the meantime, she got the hair products popping as well. So lots of things. So we'll continue with that as well. I've got a couple folks joining today that I'm super duper excited about. They'll be joining. We got one of my favorite people here as well, though, Shamia Davis. She's the owner of Copy Fresh. Copy Fresh is a copywriter. Now, listen, I've told you before, Ace, I probably wouldn't be done with school if it wasn't for Shamia. She helped the boy out. She wrote one of my classic paper that all my professors have raved about how great it was, and I've been able to recycle that several times over. It's worked every time, bro. So I can vouch that just on writing alone that she is definitely worth every penny for it. Though, listen, that statute of limitation expires, so we can talk about that. So we're having her come on as well. We also have listen, shout out to Mark Nurse as well, though. Mark knows everybody. That should be Mark's official name. Mark knows everybody, bro. Mm-hmm. So Mark hooked us up again. We had his brother come on last time, Brandon. So this time around, though, man, we actually have the brother. They got a spot out in Dallas, Shane Gregory as well. They'll be joining to talk about his jewelry business. Listen, had a short conversation with him ahead of the call, though, man, and it was fire. So I'm excited to have him come on to talk about what he's doing as well, though, man. So we'll get into that here in just a second. I got a question for you in the meantime, though, Ace, because we were talking about KD. The Brooklyn Nets are signing everybody. They signed Blake Griffin. Just here recently, LaMarcus Aldridge signed with them. Ace Kennedy. Are they doing all of this just to be the 36-year-old LeBron James?
Nah, I think they're doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, as any basketball team should, they should be trying to sign people that they think is going to help them win a championship. That's what you in it for. Bro, we've been dealing with super teams since the Boston Celtics, right? So at this point, it's been what, how many years now? So it's not even a thing anymore. Like,
here's the thing, though. Here's where I'm going with this. Think about this, because it's funny you mentioned that, right? So the Boston Celtics put together their big three because LeBron James was washing Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce has some moments, but he was washing them up until then. Then, of course, KD and Russ, 21 assists, triple-double, by the way, just the other day, Russ. By the way, let's talk about that.
Hey,
30 points, 20-some assists.
That's right.
But Russ and KD didn't have nothing for LeBron. And if I'm not mistaken, LeBron's record against KD prior to him joining the Warriors, LeBron's washing him. KD has history of taking these L's to LeBron, but he joins the Warriors, who LeBron had lost to, but LeBron had came back from a 3-1 lead. They came back after that game and said, hey, KD, we need you out here ASAP. They always talk about Draymond called KD after that, and KD said, let's do it.
Right. They said Draymond was crying.
Draymond was crying.
Yeah.
KD, we need you ASAP, bro.
Yeah.
Because of LeBron. Now, listen, Kyrie, let's talk about it, because while Kyrie joined with LeBron, while LeBron was enjoying South Beach, Kyrie wasn't doing that much. I mean, Kyrie was lottery, back to back. Andrew Wiggins, they had Anthony Bennett. They've had who else they've had? They've had a bunch of people out while Kyrie was there, not winning, right? So Kyrie fast forwards, wins a ring with LeBron, and Kyrie was like, listen, I was here before you got here, bro. I'm the real deal, whatever. But Kyrie's very intimate with them. James Harden, last time we saw James Harden last year, he was out there looking pitiful. He scrubbed out against the Lakers, and then every other year before that, I think I told you before, I thought James Harden basically said, hey, I can't, when he was saying, no, we can't win, my interpretation, like you said, I'm always reading in between the lines. The Charlie Venus definition of that means that, hey, he's saying this team can't beat the Lakers. So I got to get up out of here to go join a squad that can. So I was okay with him conceding that. Now, mind you, I get that he's putting up some MVP numbers. He could very well get MVP this year. But I think at the same time, though, man, it raised a few eyebrows when James Harden went. So then Blake Griffin comes basically out of purgatory in Detroit and says, hey, let's do it. I'm signed out. I'm bought out. Let's go. LaMarcus. These is 5 former All-Stars. They also have. There was a rumor that they were looking to also trade for Kelly Oubre, right?
They were. But they said that Golden State rejected the offer.
Golden State said, no, we're not with that. But this is my point. They're stacking this team, bro. And I think that all of these people have these run-ins with LeBron, and it feels like, to me, the Charlie Venus edition is that they feel like LeBron still is that dude that you gotta join all the forces.
And I'm not finna sit in here and let you get away with saying all of that. I let you get all your whole thing out. They not stacking no team for LeBron, bro. LeBron has doggone Anthony Davis, and now he has Andre Drummond. What do you think LeBron is doing? LeBron is stacking his team. It ain't like they're playing against just LeBron. So
let me tell you that. That's a good point. But let me tell you what the Nets did. The Nets basically went and had the Nets went and started the Power Rangers, then went and got the Voltron, and then went and said, you know what, bro? Let me get Duke from the G.I. Joes. Let me go ahead and get Roadblock from G.I. Joes. To me, that's what I think that the Nets did. LeBron, listen. You asked a question, though. LeBron did that.
No question.
You said, what do you think LeBron did? But LeBron did that in response to the Nets.
Charles, answer this question. What was LaMarcus Aldridge doing in San Antonio?
I think that he was keeping the bench warm because he was already listen, but don't
no. Even before that, even before this season happened, what was LaMarcus Aldridge doing? There's a reason why he was available. What was Blake?
That's not that okay. I get that, man, but you got to think though. You say there's a reason. I mean, it makes sense that he's 35 years old and everybody else on the team is 22. It looks it's just they were rebuilding.
Wasn't doing anything when the team was popping, bro.
I understand that, but last season he averaged 18 a game last year.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. LaMarcus Aldridge, even when Kawhi Leonard was there, was not that dude. Kawhi was.
Bruh, my point is that he averaged when Kawhi was there, he still averaged 18 to 20 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. He was still a double-double when Kawhi was there.
Charles, what was Blake Griffin doing before this?
Listen, Blake Griffin was hurt 2 seasons in a row, but when he first got to Detroit, he put up career numbers. First year he was out there, career highs. It was quiet as kept because the team wasn't that good.
How long has he been?
Blake Griffin was hurt. That was 3 years ago.
Okay. So what I'm saying is he's been hurt. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is all these players that they're gluing back together and taping them back together to try to resurrect their career, it doesn't. Again, we've been dealing with super teams since Boston. It's not even a thing anymore. Like we're way past the era of teams just homegrown people and doing this, that, and the other. So it doesn't surprise me. But again, LeBron is doing the same thing. So
LeBron and them replaced cogs though. LeBron and them lost. So this is the thing about it. LeBron and them lost JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. And in exchange for that, they picked up Marc Gasol. But they still had the one older guy who was slow. So they needed another poster. They did it by need.
Charles, there's no need in it. Listen to what I'm saying. You just said that he got rid of JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Those are the same things that Brooklyn did by adding Blake Griffin and Marcus Aldridge. Yes,
no, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It is. And then for him to add Andre Drummond, he's doing the exact same thing everybody else is doing. So why you ain't saying nothing about the Clippers then?
I get what you're saying. Well, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that. But I think that because I have a second question for you. But to answer that, though, I think that what the Lakers did is just like naturally, after you win a championship, it's hard for you to keep every single player still on the team, especially the way that the Lakers constructed their team by having so many players on there that were there for 1-year deals. So because they were there for the 1 year, you had JaVale McGee, who they lost, who was the athletic big man. You also had Dwight Howard. So when you lost them and you didn't necessarily replace them by position, right? So you have Andre Drummond, who now becomes available, and he by default replaces what you have. I think the difference to me is that I think that instead of replacing, I think that what the Nets appear to have done was keep adding to it and adding and adding. And granted, that's at the end of the day, that's what if I'm a Nets fan, I'm okay with it because, hey, it's my team and whatever my team can do to win, that's all cool. It just feels to me, though, like they're stacking their deck to specifically beat LeBron to make sure that they clearly have an advantage over LeBron.
So I think that I personally think the Nets was filling voids that they had when they brought in James Harden. They got rid of their bigs. Only thing they had is DeAndre Jordan. So when you have just that left, you needed another big man. I don't think LaMarcus Aldridge is gonna move the needle for them at all. And what you guys say about that?
See, this is my thing. This is the difference. I think where we disagree is how we view LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin. Because to me, right, I think that Blake Griffin didn't want to be in the Pistons because, like I said, people only go to Piston as signing trades or through trade deals. Nobody goes to Detroit willingly. Not superstar.
He's been hurt since he's been in LA, though.
Right, I get that though. But my point is that I think that every year that he was hurt, that he was in Detroit. Let's talk about Detroit specifically. For the last 2 years that he was in Detroit, Blake Griffin could have played through his injuries. He opted to have the surgeries because he was looking to not play for them anymore and buy out. So I think that Blake Griffin, that him taking those surgeries was Blake Griffin's way of not playing for Detroit. The same with LaMarcus Aldridge. I think LaMarcus Aldridge looked around and saw that the Spurs were rebuilding. He's 35 years old, and nobody who's 35 wants to still be on a team that's rebuilding. With that being said, I still believe that both of them, if you designed your offense around both of them, I still think that Blake Griffin, people think that he lost athleticism just because you haven't been seeing him give that effort with Detroit. I personally think that if you run an offense designed to feature Blake Griffin, he can still give you 20 a game today. I think LaMarcus Aldridge can give you 18 to 19 today, every day, not just every once in a while. I think that those guys actually have 18 to 20 points in them every single day right now. And that's where I think the difference is, though.
Yeah, we just gonna have to agree to disagree because I mean.
But listen, but to your point, I think that. Do you think? See, this is why I think that the reason why I say that they built this team to beat the Lakers is because I believe personally that KD and Kyrie felt like they can beat Kawhi and Paul George. But I think that James Harden, the same way how KD joined the Warriors, I thought that they thought, hey, this would tip the favor. This would tip our hand that we would definitely get it with James Harden. So then I thought when they did that and they saw the way that LeBron James was still getting out here, getting his 28, 9, and 8, doing his thing, and they were thinking like, yo, his GMs and was like, yo, LeBron is still doing this thing. So that's when I thought they added these additional former all-star level players to be like, all right, now we have that.
The Nets are doing what every other team is doing. The champions are still the champions until they are beat. So you are trying to beat who the champions were. So again, for me, the Nets, I don't have any problem with what they did. I don't care what the Clippers did. I don't care what no team is doing to do what they have to do to win, because that's what you're playing for. Like, you get a ring, bro. That's what you're going after.
I get it, bro. But I like I said, I just look at it. History. Listen, I understand that at the end of the day, you do. I just think that. History, though, when you, like I said, when it comes to those GOAT lists, and I always refer back to those GOAT lists, is what I think makes it different. It's almost like, you know what I think? What's the cat who what is my guy who not Le'Veon Bell? What was the guy who was a running back for the Eagles? LeSean McCoy, right? Here's the thing. Here's my point. This is my point exactly. All right, so LeSean McCoy was probably one of the Eagles' best running backs. They didn't win a ring, but he piled up a whole lot of numbers, and everybody thought that he was that dude. He then went to Buffalo, put up some pretty good numbers at Buffalo, and then at some point they wanted to let him go. It didn't work out or whatever. But ultimately, do you hear anybody talk about, did you realize that LeSean McCoy was back-to-back Super Bowl champions? The last 2 years he's won them. No, it didn't, because I think that your role into the win matters. You can't just to me, you can look at it and say, hey, did he get the rings? Yeah, he got the rings. But at the end of the day, when that doesn't look good on your GOAT resume that you joined a stacked team that was already favored to win, and you just kind of jumped on and rode the coattail, bro. It's different.
I mean, this league has been this way for quite a long time. So again, for me, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Like people been talking about this stuff for years. Like it's gonna change. It's not gonna change. Like this is the new way. That's just what it is.
I get that.
So I mean, and it's been, and the thing is, people been ring chasing since Karl Malone joined the Lakers, bro. Like this is old news. So.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Listen, small business. Okay, switching back to small business. So, small business. I mentioned that we have Shamia Davis on Copy Fresh. Listen, I'm excited about this one mainly because when she started this particular business and I found out exactly what it was that she'd be doing, I was like, how did that makes sense of the necessity of that one, though, man. So I was very excited because I don't know very many, if anybody else, who specializes in this particular field. So you got these round of applause ready there, Ace?
I'm glad you said that. I'm ready.
You got these round of applause. Let me bring in Shamia Davis, the owner, founder, the head honcho for Copy Fresh.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Yeah.
Okay. You know I had to get set up right first.
Okay. Well, first off, how's everything going your way?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Okay. So listen, we've been highlighting. Go ahead, Ace, because I've been talking a whole lot of already.
I feel like I know you just because of the fact, like, of how much we talk about you, and of course Courtney. So it's just like it's nice to finally see you and officially meet you. But yeah, it feels like
I'm sure y'all had to have met before. Oh, you have met Courtney, but you didn't meet. Yeah, that is.
I don't think we've ever met.
No.
And I don't know why I can't hear you. So y'all can hear me, okay? because I'm
Yes.
taking notes. I can hear
Yeah, we can hear
nothing
you.
through your buds.
You can hear
Okay.
us though.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we can hear you. So we good.
Yeah. I
So
think I saw him like at your wedding.
yes.
I don't think I met him though, but that's been years.
Yes. 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 So listen, Copy Fresh. How'd you come up with Copy Fresh? Aside from doing my paper that I like to brag on about.
Oh, that paper has made its rounds, I'll tell
It's
you
made
that.
its rounds as a legend.
So Copy Fresh came about, I've always liked to write. It's always been something natural that I've done. Even in all of my careers, I always found a way to do the writing, whether it be newsletters or anything like that, just employee communication. As you mentioned, I do have another business, so I've done the writing for that. But really what triggered it was back in December of 2020, what was last year, 2020? 2019. I was like fed up with my job, but I thought I was going to have like a career. I was working in higher education, sales and marketing, and it just didn't turn out that way. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to do me, and I'm just going to just do what I do best. You know what I mean? And just kind of take a leap of faith and, do the copywriting thing. So that was something different. I was a little afraid. I've been a business owner, but just didn't have a copywriting company. So I didn't know where to start. So, I'm a researcher. So I did all the legwork and got it popping.
So full time. This isn't you jumped on out there in the deep end then.
In the deep end, just swimming
So
full time.
give us kind of explain exactly kind of what you do.
Okay. So what I do essentially, I work with service-based small business owners and entrepreneurs, primarily coaches, consultants, and creatives. And what I do is to help them to solidify their brand messaging. And when I say brand messaging, it's the communication that they put out to the public about their brand. So copywriting, though, specifically is sales writing. So if you're trying to sell something, like if you have an album to sell, or if you have, anything like that, that you're trying to put out to the public, it's persuasive copy. You're trying to persuade somebody to, even if they don't do it right away, you want them to eventually become a customer or a client of yours. So I work with business owners to help them to, up the ante on their business writing or what have you, even if it's social media, even if it's your Facebook ads, even if it's your website copy, whatever it is, you want to eventually make those website visitors or your ideal clients your actual paying clients, right? So that's what I help you to do, to write those words, to connect with them and to sell them.
That is interesting. So okay, so let me make sure I'm following you. So let's just say hypothetically, right? So I see my girl Annette Johnson checking in as well from Healing Hands. She has a natural products website, right? And so ultimately you would, in theory, right, work with her to create the content for her messaging on the website. So is it product description, or is it just that, hey, someone has an about us area for their, company message, say this is what we do, right? Or this is describing their brand. You help create that content then. Right.
I do work with service-based business owners, but in the case if I were to write for a product-based business, it would be those product descriptions. It would be because essentially still you want them to write or read those descriptions and say, oh, I need this. You want it to be so compelling that they click the button, to add it to their cart. So it's your homepage. Your homepage essentially is just selling you and your brand. Right. And leading them through a journey. Like, what do you want them to do, when they land on that page? And then your about page, obviously, you want them to, you want to put the stuff out about you and how you're going to help them to solve their problem. Why did they come to your site in the first place? So that's where I would help the business owner to come up with that messaging to speak to those people that they want to be their customers or their clients.
Let me ask you this then. So with you jumping on into this, straight to the deep end, right? Full time. Talk about the journey though, right? Like, because everybody doesn't, I think that a lot of people aren't comfortable with just taking that leap of faith right? So it
Yeah.
holds back a lot of people. A lot of
Mhm.
times somebody might have that full-time job and they're like, hey, I can't afford to just quit my job and jump on out there. So like, what were some of the things some of the decisions you had to make, some of the thinking that you had to kind of undergo to that made you more comfortable with making that decision then?
Well, look, I'm going to keep it real because you know how I do. If it wasn't for the hubs, other decisions would be made. I will tell you that because he's been a strong support system through it, financially and in every other way. But you also know me, and you know that I'm a grinder, and I'm independent, and I do what I do. So even if that weren't the case, I would have found a way, because what I essentially wanted to do, or what I want to do, is to do work that makes a difference, and that work that fulfills me, that I'm happy about, that just I don't know. I just wake up and I'm just like, yes, I get to do what I love. You know what I mean? So I would have made a way to make it happen. And also too, you have to tap into what are people saying about you. Maybe you're not tapping into your passion right now. Maybe you don't really know what you want to do. Just think about all those things that people say that you're good at. You know what I mean? Like that come natural for you, and try to capitalize off of it. But yeah, for me though, it was having the support of my husband, and also just knowing that I wasn't going to settle. I wasn't going to settle and just let people just tell me whatever they want to tell me. And I felt used, and I was not going to have that happen. And yeah, so.
Well, of course, I love the idea of having the passion behind it. I think that's super duper important, especially when you are working for yourself. One of the questions I did have is, when you talk about the service based businesses, do you build the Facebook advertisements for them, or is that something you do as well?
I write sales copy. So if they had something that they wanted to sell, whatever it might be, then I would help them to compose that Facebook ad. And I do write a lot of sales pages, and it's just essentially a longer sales letter, so to speak. But yeah, I would just work with you to capture your brand voice first and foremost. And I do want to back up just a bit too, because I am a copywriter, but I'm a brand copywriter. And so I specialize in helping brands or capturing the essence of your brand voice. And your brand voice is essentially how, if your brand was a person, how that person would speak to their ideal clients.
So versatility. So let me now mind you, this is what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking here. So in terms of services, right? So let's say if you have natural product, natural services versus somebody who has dentistry or gold jewelry as a service or product, right? So you would be able to say, okay, this is what your brand is. So when you talk about a Facebook ad, for example, while you may not physically do the adding and placing for them, you basically create the verbiage for the actual ad then.
Exactly. And so it will be delivered almost like it was coming from you. So first things first is you have to know your brand voice. So you have to know how your brand speaks, so you can convey it to me. And then obviously I do all the work to ask you the right questions to make sure that I have it. And then from there, I write it almost like it's delivered by you. Is however your brand speaks, whether it be very professional, very corporate, whether it be very edgy, assertive, whatever it is, I capture that and I write it, your sales copy or your persuasive sales copies, again, to get people to buy your product or your service. In my situation, your service.
What is your favorite part of what you do?
Ooh. The versatility of my day. Like, no one day is ever the same. It's just like something different. I get to work with some dope brands, like people who are up and coming, who are doing some really great things. I just get to see it evolve. And the best part, honestly, is because I will advise most brands to start with a website. Like if they don't have a website, to start there in terms of, your copywriting. So working with a brand on their website, and they put it out there. They work with a web designer and put all my words on the website. And then when I see it all put together, I'm like, oh wow, it's just an awesome feeling. So it's the versatility in the day, and then seeing the project come to, to fruition is just great.
Let me ask you this. So I got a question for you, and this is probably one that I would love to get your thoughts. So what kind of response, right, do you get from your peers, right, friends, family, that you are an entrepreneur versus you working from someone else? Is that celebrated that, hey, Shami is an owner versus, oh, she got this good job?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been an entrepreneur for years, and it's just like, oh, okay, oh, that's good, But if I were to say, hey, I got this gig over at such and such, a big corporate company, then everybody would, be like, oh my gosh, that's a big deal. Oh, she's bringing in the big bucks. Meanwhile, I'm probably making more as an entrepreneur than I am in that corporate job. You know what I mean? Or being able to sustain my family and, live life the way I want to. And I'm happier. But it just kind of depends on who it is, because some people have a mentality too, like get that good job, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And get you some benefits and stay in that job for a minute
Right.
until you can retire. But it's not like that anymore. It's different. It's a new day. And so, yeah, I do have some people who they're like, yeah, that's good. But then it's just like, I don't hear anything else about it. It's like, no questions. But if it were a job, hey, what's going on with your job? Your job hiring? What do you do? I don't.
Right. We
So,
get that.
yeah.
So we get that as
Mhm.
people who are, we are independent musicians, right? And so I think that it's interesting when we tell someone that we do music, and then, they hear it and then they're like, oh, you do music, right? But then there's also that, you may do music that's as good as somebody who is radio, right? Where you hear them, regularly. But it's looked at differently, and the support's different. And I've always wondered, as a business owner, do you get that same kind of flack almost from someone who, like, is it like, I can understand like family might suggest that, all right, you know what, you get that job. That was obviously, you go to school so you can get this good job, that whatever, versus you, hey, I started my own business. And I've always wondered, is that from someone who I look at myself as independent, now that, with you being an owner, if that's something that you would see as well from that perspective, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely that way. And two, I think what's helping, or what was the problem before, they didn't really understand what I did, owning a virtual call center, they didn't get it. But I think what helps is that I'm putting out videos, I'm putting out content that's explaining what I do, how I work with business owners, like what is copywriting. Because most people think, let me go ahead and clarify this. Copywriting has nothing to do with securing a copyright for
I was thinking the same thing.
Information. Like,
I was thinking
album.
the same thing, because that's the first thing I think of when copyright. I'm like, wait a minute, you are a copywriter.
A writer. Yeah, I don't do anything. I don't protect your assets anywhere, your proprietary information. No, that's a completely different process. But most people automatically assume that. Matter of fact, I had a whole bunch of people hit me in the DMs. Hey, I need your work. Getting my copyright done. And I'm just like, no, I don't do that. Sorry. So the copywriting is just essentially sales writing. And I do content writing as well, which is like your blog posts and things of that nature, which really its goal is to connect and to educate people. When you do sales copy, you know what the goal is. You want them to buy whatever you're putting out, even if they don't buy right then. You want them to eventually, that's why you keep popping back up. Hey, I'm back. Hey, you see this other ad? And so they'll click and buy, Now,
Shamia, what is your turnaround on certain projects?
For the most part, it's 7 to 10 business days.
Okay.
Typically, it depends. If it's like website copy, I do have a package that I do quite often, which is a 4-pager, and that's like your home page, your about, your services, and like a bonus page, whatever you want that to be. That's usually 7 to 10 business days or so. But it just depends.
Listen, If you are out there, you got a website, you got social media engagement, you trying to capitalize on Copy Fresh, Shamia Davis, the head honcho, the boss. CopyFresh.com. So Shamia, what I love to do is get your official, and I follow you well enough to know, but anything that you would want to share on our page, we'd love to help promote your business, love to get everything that you do out in front of everybody we know. So we'll definitely have copyfresh.com on our website as well. I don't want to just grab some of your stuff off of LinkedIn. By the way, she's official like that, where she's officially on LinkedIn. But we'll can't I was super excited to have you on, but definitely excited to help push, your anything we can do on with our platform to help raise the awareness, help promote, help plug your business as well. Copyfresh.com, people. Give it a round of applause.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm Copy Fresh at Copy Fresh at Facebook, obviously, LinkedIn, what else? Instagram and Twitter.
Copy Fresh everywhere. Copy Fresh with the K, by the way.
Right.
Copy Fresh with, listen, to me, I think that you'll be getting at least some referrals for some discovery calls. We've had a few people that have joined that have websites that, hey, you know what? They might be able to use some of your help there. So don't be surprised if you get a couple of DM slides of some folks looking for some assistance there, though.
That sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Just know I'm starting to accept projects in May. The sister is looking busy.
Pat like that, look, Pat like that. She ain't quite real. She too full.
May.
Up in May.
Listen, the calendar don't open up until another month. It's a waiting list until then. So,
yeah.
Listen,
definitely thank you so much for spending a little bit of time just explaining. We are definitely glad to have you on, and we look forward to more success in the future from your company. And thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Shamia Davis, folks. Shamia Davis, man. Give it a round of applause. Let's give it a round of applause. Round of applause. Listen, super excited about that one. Also from the chapter of Mark Knows Everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So listen. Okay, so this was kind of surprising because I got some expectations here, right? So a couple of weeks back, we had Brandon Gregory come on. He's a fitness coach and wellness coach out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Broke my heart, told me that, hey man, listen, gave me some encouragement, by the way. Said that, listen, you can get this 10, 15 pounds off. Get the Herbalife in you. We got a plan. This boy said he got the six pack. He's ripped up. He's ready to go. I was impressed that, hey, listen, he's over 40 and he said, I got my stuff all. I'm right. So listen, I'm excited. I got expectations now. So listen, it's Brother Zone. Let me bring in my dude, by the way. Let me bring in the homie on out here.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what is happening? Listen, Shane. So your brother got some high. He set the bar with us, right? He set the bar. He set the bar.
Running the family, man. We've been doing business since we was 10, 11 years old, man. Knocking on doors, putting addresses on curbs. So we know how to do this thing, man. We ready, really.
Okay. That's dope. So listen, just Shane Gregory, CEO, the boss, the head honcho. Have a gold day. Tell us about your business, though, man.
Man, how y'all doing? I'm Shane Gregory. I go by a number of names, Mr. Mean Mug, Holy Shane, what have you. However you know me, that's how you gonna call me.
Okay.
My government name is Shane Gregory, Shane Michael Gregory. And man, the whole thing about the gold grill thing is that, in the South, people get grills or gold teeth. Let's say gold teeth. Grills didn't come about till about the year 99, 98. Where they started doing the pull outs where it became popular down south. It's always been popular up north, New York, all them type of areas, because that's where the hip hop scene was. Mm-hmm. And so, I used to put my grandma's dentures in my mouth because she had one gold. And she used to tell me all the time, soon as you 16, I'm going to get you a gold tooth. Soon as you 16, I'm going to get you a gold tooth. So by that time, I had became who I become. And just one gold tooth wasn't going to work. So we was going to H-Town, Houston. You know, they the home of the grill. And we was going down there to get grills done. I'm in barber college at the time.
Okay.
Just got out of prison. Was on parole for a theft case, 20,000 to 100,000. I had stole a Rolex watch. Got caught up with that thing, and then came out trying to better myself. Was going to barber college, and one of my friends, we was all going to Houston to get grills, and one of my guys came back, and we was sitting in the car, and we was smoking weed. It was just back in the day, and we was smoking weed in the car, and he like, man, I just came back from New York with my grill. He's showing me his grill. I'm like, dang, where you do that at? He said, Fulton Street. So he turned me on just like that. So I got connected to the plug. It hadn't been done here in Fort Worth, Texas. Back in 2000 is when we started. And man, when I say just grills went crazy, it went crazy. I got locked up again, you know, just going down the wrong road, too much money at one time, not knowing, no guidance, no, you know, we call ourselves entrepreneurs, CEOs, right, and bosses, but what we don't understand is them titles come with a responsibility, and we are missing big time in the responsibility era. But we know how to go put a name on something, put our logo on a shirt and sell it, but we're not really owners. We're trying to be independent, and we don't know how to outsource and become a company. And so, you know, that was the struggle. So at the same time, I was in the street doing different things, get locked up, and come home, and the game is crazy. And I can't believe how many people doing grills. TV Johnny started when I started. His name ain't really Johnny. It's a lawsuit with him and King Johnny. It's just so much that go into this as history. And I start seeing how our people were ignorant to the fact of what they're buying, how much it weighed, what carat it is, how many carats of diamonds they get, what color the diamond is. It's not red, blue, or green. It's GHIJKL. And they don't know these type of things. So I feel it's my responsibility as a Black man in our culture to come back and actually get a wisdom on what we're doing. We're doing it, but we're doing it for the wrong reasons. Every race is buying gold. Every race is buying silver because they are investing in it. It's big. And one guy brought to my attention, he's from India. He brought to my attention, he's like, man, we do the same thing y'all do. We just don't wear it. And he said, we put it in the safe. And I was like, wow. He said, wearing it is more safe than putting it in the safe, because we're not always in the safe. And, you know, we got insurance now. Every customer that comes in and gets a piece of jewelry, what we're doing now is we're getting it appraised. Okay. So this piece right here for $3,500 for me. VS diamonds, white gold, 10 karat white gold, 817 Money Worth, Texas. He bought this from me for $3,500, and we went to go get it appraised for $10,500. And he was able to go put that $10,500 on insurance. Okay. So now this piece that he spent $3,500 on is now worth $10,500. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. And the insurance companies that we go through, they're jewelry insurance companies. So they know that you can lose your grill. They know that you can go out of town and your baggage get messed up. So we're putting insurance on the jewelry. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about, man. I'm about coming back and give all the intel that we don't know, because we're doing the right things. We just don't know what to do with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Gold Day comes from, I think you can see the little sign in the back that says Inky. Yeah. I'm a tattoo artist as well. And the thing about that is that, you know, I'm pushing so much to do tattoos. I'm doing tattoos. I'm in the tattoo game. And one day, you know, God, I'm real connected with my spirit. I'm real connected with the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, however you want to call it. And it nudged me and was like, hey, how am I feeding you? And when it asked me how it was feeding me, I said, tattoos, you know, that's how you feed me. He said, well, why aren't you succeeding with what I gave you with? You're just surviving. And I was like, wow. So it blew me away. So I went to go get my phone number done, an 800 number, and didn't realize that the Inky spells gold as well. And it was just the way of God telling me to go back and get what you buried and start doing this jewelry thing, because that's what I gave you. You know, tattoos is just a piece of what you was doing, a vehicle of where you was going. And, you know, now it's just crazy, man. I got companies in India that do my jewelry. I got Flawless Diamonds. I'm competing with the Johnny Danes now. We're worldwide. Flawless Diamonds right here.
See, I think that this is the thing I think that's real dope, right? Is that so two things that kind of reminds me of. So I was watching this interview with Rod Wave, and he was basically saying, hey, you know what? He was on Breakfast Club. So he's on there and he's basically saying, like, I got all of this money, right? And you know, nobody to show me the way, nobody to show me the blueprint on how to move and everything like that. So when you said that you was getting money, but you know, nobody gave you the blueprint, right? Let's just say you get your pocket full of money, right? And nobody telling you how to move with it. So I'm thinking, like, if TV Johnny starts at the same time that you start, and now everybody knows TV Johnny as the guy you go to for grills, right? While you may have been making money, think about how much money you missed when you just, you know what I'm saying, when you didn't have the guidance, didn't have the blueprint. So I think that it's dope.
Is, you know, we have an egotistical problem.
Yeah.
Black man. And it's not so much as hate or anything like that. We just compare ourselves by status. We wear Nikes. We wear name brand. We want to move into a nice neighborhood. We want to drive the best cars. So the only thing that we really don't have is a voice. We don't have a say. So that's what the whole civil rights movement is about, is to get this voice. But the reason we can't get a voice is because we're not in unison. You get what I'm saying? That's the only reason we don't have a voice. And the thing that I'm trying to get to our people to understand is that we got it. We got it. We just got to understand and humble ourselves big time. And like that monster, that egotistical monster had me thinking, oh, I'm a CEO. I own a record label. I own this. I own that. But it's like, what is it progressing? Where is your fruit? You got to have fruit if you plant seeds. And we just be a lot of stalemate businesses all around town. And we really are trapping. Whatever product we have, we trapping, we ain't taxing it, we ain't paying taxes on it. And, you know, we asking for all these different PP loans and using all these different things, trying to get these SPA loans when you can actually get them loans and go straight. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm understanding that. And you know, it's going to take an army. It's going to take a lot of us doing what you guys are doing with the podcast. Listen to the lady right before us. We need her. We need a lot of her. Because what we don't understand as a race is that we're at the bottom of the loophole with the law.
Yeah.
And being at the bottom of the loophole means, okay, don't put it in your name. Put it in your mama name. Put it in your baby mama name. Put it in your son name. Put it in this. Put it in that. And what it does is it makes us aliens. We have to be ghosts. We can't be who we are. We can't really. But if we our names right growing up, if we understand, oh, you got to get your credit right now at 16 years old, then you will build your name. You know, that's what we about. It's all about your name. And that's the big. I got a IGTV where I'm speaking on the power of a name. And the biggest one I'm speaking on is Johnny Dane, because the first jeweler in Houston, his name is King Johnny. He's the official man in Houston as the king. Now it's 7 of them, 7 Johnnies in Houston.
7 Johnnies.
7 Johnnies, because that's the name.
Yeah.
TV Johnny took it so far where he had to he changed his name. He legally changed his name.
He legally changed his name to TV Johnny.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Marvin Hagler, right? When he changed his name legally to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So you got to call him that. So So he's legally TV Johnny, and the rest of these guys are Johnny by comedy. Yeah, that's just everybody know them as that.
Johnny the this or Jury Johnny, because everybody's coming to Houston looking for Johnny.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't know that. So let me ask you this.
For Johnny, man.
So as a jeweler, right? And I'm assuming that because you had the big chain, the hip hop piece, I'm just curious now because I see a lot of people flossing all of these expensive chains, right? I've seen Ben Baller did a chain for Uzi Vert that looks like it should be in an art museum somewhere, right. But it looked like it cost a pretty good amount. What's the biggest chain? What's the most gaudy chain you've created for somebody?
I created a chain. It was a headpiece, like a sculpture. And the dude had dreads. It was 14 karat white gold, weighed like 700 grams of gold. It was like 80 carats of diamonds, all flawless. And it cost me $40,000, and I charged him $48,000. Yeah.
That's a pretty good break on that though, bro. Like
great. And the thing is like, don't nobody give you that. Johnny would have charged him $60,000.
Right. I was thinking you was gonna say about.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna say 100,000.
I thought you was gonna say 100.
Yeah.
For the people, man. And it's like, if I can get $5,000 out of you profit, I'm good. What else do I need? You know what I'm saying? But it's a level. I'm not to that level yet to charge like that. But I'd rather give the wisdom. I'd rather give, the knowledge of what's going on, the intel behind everything. And, he was able to take that piece and actually have it worth $80,000.
That was going to be my next question is how much would something like that get appraised for then though?
Yeah. And
now, Shane, let me ask you this. Go ahead.
Anything it's
go ahead.
100% markup. So if I buy it for $400, it's $4,000 on retail. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why you can go to the middle of the mall and you can kind of like, how you say that?
Negotiate.
Try to get the price down. Try to do all that type of stuff. So,
because they already got it marked up so high that if they have to come down on the price, they're like, all right, well, I'm good because I already then marked it up 100%. So if I got to come down 10% to make you feel like you winning,
I'm going in. I'm a minister as well, so I know how to set stuff up. We buy gold as a race, as a people. This is the campaign I'm using. So they think they're smarter than us because we talk too much. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on, please. Yeah, they think we're smarter. They think they're smarter than us. So with that negotiating range, they'll come down to 75% more and end up still winning.
Right.
We'll think that we did something. So with the campaign We Buy Gold, I'm trying to get them to see, come buy your gold from us because we're gonna show you how to get the most out of it.
So do you have a website?
Yeah, our website is haveagoldday.com.
Yep.
Our Instagram is haveagoldday. My email is haveagoldday@gmail.com. Our phone number is 1-844-904-GOLD 4653. Man, I'm willing to help people get their stuff right.
We already got you. So look, Ace, we was early on this one. He sent me his flyer, his plug information, and we already got that posted on the Slash Brothers podcast Facebook page. You can go out and take a look at his stuff right now.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: if you are not in the DFW area and would like to get a goal, you do I know all of them do kits.
We ship these out worldwide. This just came back from Bermuda. We're doing we do wholesale for this dental lab in Bermuda. And we send out impressions. They do their impressions, send it back, and we work on the money through Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, however.
Ace, we got to get you that gold grill, man. We got to at least get you a bottom done now. At least a bottom, Ace.
gonna get you right, man.
All right, we gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
You got me interested now.
You gotta at least get a bottom done, bro. Yeah.
And so with me being spiritual, the whole thing about gold, have a gold day, where this name comes from is gold is actually tested in fire to become pure. So when I'm saying have a gold day, I'm calling the next day our furnace. And the only way you can be tried and true is to go through that day, to be that person, to be that gold. And you get all the impurities out in the fire, because the fire is humbling the gold, is breaking it down. So that's what the day does too. Is, oh, I see you. Yes, sir. I see you, man.
Yeah, I done already followed you, bro.
I see you, man. But yeah, that's what it means. Have a gold day. Go through your furnace, become that pure gold, get them impurities out of you so you could be worth something.
That's fire, dude. That's fire. I literally got chills from hearing that, though, bro. That's that's fire, though,
especially
man.
the stuff about the branding. It's almost like teaching our youth from day one what it means to be a brand. Because even my son, who's a basketball player, like he's trying to get signed to a college now, and it starts with the branding of him from an early age of building his brand. And so that's I connected with that when you said that, as far as like not knowing how important branding is from a young age of, and your name as a brand.
Exactly. And like, I know you see me with the Nike on. This is my actual logo right here. It's not a Nike check.
I see the grill in there, bro.
Wow.
I see the grill in there. I didn't pay attention to it. To your shirt, I saw your screen in the back, and I was like, yo, that's a grill in there. That's not a Nike check.
Yeah, that's a smile. And,
yeah.
The thing I did is I understand trademarking.
Yeah.
And they understand it now too. If you see a lot of brands are stealing other people's styles, because all you have to do is change it 15%. It has to be 85% different than the original thing that you got it from. And then the other thing is that since I have a tax ID, I'm allowed to buy wholesale and buy blanks. So what Nike is doing, they're becoming like Port Authority, you know, all the off-brand, or not off-brand, but just blanks. They're selling blanks now. These companies are selling blanks now because they're seeing the people want to make their own apparel.
Yeah.
So they got smart and they start selling blanks. You have to be registered and all that, but you're only allowed to put your business on the attire, and it's not for sale unless you're a member. So we created Smile Gang. So to get our apparel, you have to become a member of Smile Gang on haveagolday.com. And then our apparel, because now you become a representative. You're a rep for Have a Gold Day.
And I see the Inky, the Nike play on there too, though. I see that. I see what you're doing there, though, man. That's dope, though. That's real dope.
One day she brought me some my birthday present, and I'm loyal to brands. If I wear Adidas, I wear Adidas. If I wear Nike, I wear Nike. I was wearing Adidas. All the jumpsuits, all the shoes, all the shells, everything. And she brings me Nike for my birthday, and I'm thinking, like, what in the world would you bring me this for? No, I ain't about to wear it. But since she gave it to me, I wore it, and I was looking at it. I was like, wow, if I moved I in the end, it'll spell Inky.
Right.
And I took off.
That's fire, dude.
Yeah.
Well, man, bro,
That's
we
fire.
appreciate the knowledge. Go ahead, Charlie.
So haveagolday.com is the website, all the social medias as well. We got you plugged on our page as well. Listen, if and we got your 800 number there as well, though, man. Listen, one last thing I want you to speak on. I wanted to speak to, and we'll let you go on this. So as a business owner, right? Talk to how your day typically looks. Like what are the things that, like, I know that you mentioned what got you started, right?
Okay.
Like besides money, right? Because money is always going to be the motivation to be in business. You're in business, but what's your motivation to stay in business? To stay an entrepreneur anyway?
Because when he gave me that, am I being successful part? He like, if I gave you this to be successful, why you just surviving? And all we know is the struggle growing up. Growing up where we come from, we got to get out this hood. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stay and rebuild the hood, because all you're doing is becoming another minority. You go to gated off residence, and everybody there don't look like you either. Everybody don't want you to bring these barbecues out here. Everybody out here don't want you playing basketball all in the front yard. Now you're a minority again, because you're trying to move to a status instead of becoming what you want to move to by the land that you renting on. And so that's what I'm doing here. I have to stay here until I make it a success. And the only way I can make it a success if I can remove myself. I'm in like, I got so many mentors right now. Bishop T.D. Jakes being one of them. Dr. Phil Harrison with Mint Dentistry. Just, Eric Davis with our prison ministry. It's just crazy. Like, you need mentorship. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm doing this, they helping me go the right way. So you asked me about my day. I wake up first in the morning and I'm praying. I'm hitting my knees. I'm praying. I'm up early, and I'm out the house to start my day, as far as, getting my appointments together. And that's our problem. We don't have appointments. We don't have our calendar set a day ahead or a week ahead. We're waiting on our phone because we trapping. So I'm waiting on my phone to ring instead of having it already planned and mapped out. So I have my days mapped out before the day. You have to have an appointment for anything, to get an impression, to come and get a tattoo, or however you want to do business with me. You need a appointment. And how I end my day is the bank. And I've only started that this year. I figured out that, well, not figuring it out, just doing my taxes and trying to get everything together. They was like, man, you make over 200,000 easy. Why you don't put every penny in the bank, so we can make sure that the creditors know that you get this kind of money.
Right.
And that it got to stay there. It just need to hit the bank. So that's what I've been doing, making it a habit to take all my money to the bank instead of to the shoebox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, that's been working real good, because now we're working on getting these big time loans, $2 million loan for this big building. And you can only get that loan through your paper trail. What's your money look like? How much money you bringing in? And that's how you get these loans. And it's not because I'm black. They do not care, man.
Yeah.
They don't care. And I think we more racist than them, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, don't let what hate you change you to hate them.
Yeah. That's fire, dude. Listen, man, get a man a round of applause, please. A round of applause. Love the story, bro. Love everything about what you're doing out there, though, man. Absolutely. Yeah, any last words?
Big shout out to Mark, man. That's my
Mark knows everybody.
Mark knows everybody.
Mark knows everybody. New name, Mark knows everybody.
Mark knows everybody.
Listen, so like we said as well, gold all day. Have a gold day. Social medias, website.com, everywhere. We got the 800 number. We got that posted on our website as well. Shane, what we'll do, bro, as I mentioned to you as well, so what we're trying to do is chop all of these on up, man. So we'll probably in the next week have just this interview for you as well, though, man. If you want to share that with your peoples, though, man. Yes, absolutely, man. This was an absolute pleasure speaking with you, though, bro. I'm glad that Mark knows everybody, hooked us on up. It makes sense, though, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, brother.
No problem, man. I like what y'all doing, man. Y'all gonna make it, man. Big time.
I hope so. That's what the grind for, man. That's what the grind for.
Next wave. It's the next wave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shane Gregory, everybody. Shane Gregory out there.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, boss.
And that was fire, dude.
It was, man.
That was fire. I what I like the most, right, is the recognition. So this is why I was telling you that that I think that what Shamia does in Copy Fresh is so unique that it's something that I don't think a lot of people consider, But when you hear it, it automatically points your ears up of where you could use that. Just like how Shane automatically said, okay, that's necessary, right? I think that's dope though, bro. Love the story though from him though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
so what you got on deck for the rest of the week?
Oh man, you know what? I think that for the rest of the week, man, I am going to you know what's funny? I'm trying to play around with Canva this weekend, bro. This week anyway. So I'm trying to wrap up a couple things I want to probably show you as well. One of the things we didn't get a chance to get into, bro, that I'm hoping that we can get into. I'm hoping to get your feedback here on we'll save this for Friday, man. But I wanted to get your opinion about Lil Nas X and these Satan shoes that he got out here that supposedly has real human blood in them, made with them. I don't know. But there's some Air Max 97s, my favorite shoes.
But they aren't sponsored by Nike.
They're not sponsored by Nike. The shoe in itself looks kind of fire. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, we'll talk about it. It's a bunch to say.
We'll talk about that on Friday, though.
It's a bunch to say. But
it's a lot to take in and a whole lot to say as well.
Yeah. And then for me this week, obviously, we are getting ready for the album release. So, I mean, not the album release, but the single. Yes,
sir. Oh, shout out to Melvin the Super Soldier checking in. He was. I was hoping y'all was gonna talk about it. We was. We went over this time though. We definitely gonna talk about it because I got some things to say though.
Yeah, we'll talk about it Friday. Y'all join us again Friday. You know the Slash Brothers. We do it every week, Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 o'clock Central Time. And thank y'all for hanging out with your boys. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to Shamia. All the small businesses. And if you know somebody that's interested in being on with the Slash Brothers, tell them to hit us up, man. We here for everybody.
Absolutely. Ace Kennedy, on that note, brother, get this music going there, man.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast. The greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.